Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. For today's ceremony, or any guests who require accessibility support, or a transcript of today's announcements, please visit the Marine Corps Recruit Depot San Diego website at mcrdsd.marines.mil to access ADA-compliant audience guides. Once again, that is mcrdsd.marines.mil. Navigate to the graduation schedule page to access the guides, which are available in both English and Spanish. Para los invitados que no hablan inglés, hay guiones en español disponibles en el sitio web mcrdsd.marines.mil. As the band enters the parade deck, we ask that you refrain from crossing the parade deck or crossing in front of the reviewing area. If you must cross, please go to the far ends. Once you have reached the seating area, we ask that you remain seated, keeping the area directly in front of the bleachers clear. Feel free to take photographs and videos from anywhere in the seating area. We ask that you silence all electronic devices. Please look around you and do not leave any trash or personal belongings. At the conclusion of today's ceremony, we ask that you exit the parade deck behind the bleachers. Thank you. A Marine Band has been part of the depot's history since 1914, when the 4th Marine Regiment Band was originally stationed in San Diego. In 1921, the 2nd Advanced Base Band was officially formed. In those early years, the band marched in local parades and played weekly concerts at the Oregon Pavilion in Balboa Park, which is still a tradition that continues today, as the band still performs on that very same stage. In 1948, the band adopted its current title, Marine Band San Diego. For over a century, the band has sustained the Corps' rich military history with performances locally, across the nation, and throughout the globe, where they have thrilled countless millions with their inspiring renditions of traditional and contemporary music. Each member of the band has completed recruit training and maintains combat skills, giving true meaning to the title Marine Musicians. Marine Band San Diego is under the leadership of the officer in charge, Chief Warrant Officer 2 Megan Harper, and the enlisted band leader, Master Gunnery Sergeant Frederick Kern. Today, the band is led on the march by the drum major, Gunnery Sergeant Wesley Hayes, and is under the direction of the enlisted conductor, Staff Sergeant Hannah Ford. Another round of applause for Marine Band San Diego. For its first 136 years, the Marine Corps had no formalized plan for training recruits. Major General William Biddle sought to change this, and in 1911 he established the Corps' first formal training schools, one in Parris Island, South Carolina, and one in Mare Island, California. By 1923, West Coast recruit training was moved here, where it has remained ever since. Marine Corps Recruit Depot San Diego is the Corps' oldest West Coast installation. Originally constructed in 1919 to serve as an expeditionary base, it was constructed atop a tidal marshland called Dutch Flats, overlooking the San Diego Bay. The base was built with the intention of being the most beautiful and picturesque post in the United States. The buildings you see in front of you were inspired by Spanish colonial revival architecture and are known as the Arcade. The Arcade was designed by world-famous architect Bertram Goodhue, who is also credited with creating San Diego's Balboa Park and the United States Naval Academy. Over 25 buildings here are the original structures from over 100 years ago, and they are proudly included on the National Register of Historic Places. For over a century, the depot has served as the recruit training center for the Western United States, covering over 3 million square miles of the population. The Western Recruiting Region tasks over 3,000 recruiting staff across more than 700 recruiting stations with the mission of finding America's finest young men and women and offering them the challenge of becoming a United States Marine. Through 13 weeks of rigorous training, the drill instructors, officers, and staff of the depot have worked tirelessly to train your new Marine. While some individual techniques and methods may have evolved over the years, you can rest assured that they received the toughest, most physically and mentally demanding recruit training offered anywhere in the world. More than 1 million Marines have been trained here and have marched across this parade deck, just as your Marines will today. Like those before them, the Marines of Lima Company accept their responsibilities to safeguard the traditions of the Marine Corps as they step forward to join our rich heritage. Ahead of them lie bright futures that will no doubt add to the proud Marine legacy that they now rightfully claim as their own. If you turn your attention to the center reviewing stand, you will see Lance Corporal Bruno. Lance Corporal Bruno is a 3-year-old full-blooded English bulldog born in Fallbrook, California on October 22, 2022. He is named after Major General Bruno Huckmuth, who was the first general officer killed in action during the Vietnam War. Major General Huckmuth was also the commanding general of the depot from November 1963 to February 1967. Lance Corporal Bruno continues the tradition of a long line of Marine Corps Bulldog mascots dating back to 1921, when Brigadier General Smedley Butler appointed Sergeant Major Jiggs as the first Bulldog mascot for Marine Corps Barracks Quantico. Lance Corporal Bruno is being escorted by the Office of Communications, Strategy, and Operations, Corporal Gennaro Esplanada. Spiritual development plays an important part in the making of a United States Marine. Lieutenant Kai Chur, Chaplain Corps, United States Navy, will deliver the graduation prayer. Will the guests please rise?
Let us pray. Gracious and eternal God, we give you thanks. Thank you for all the dedication and the sacrifice that have brought us to this very moment. Today we join our hearts together as we entrust the new graduates of Company L into your loving care. These Marines have answered a higher calling. They now stand in the legacy of Chesty Polar, John Basilone, and every man and woman who has served faithfully in defense of freedom and democracy. Lord, guide their steps with discipline and wisdom. Bind them as one in shared purpose. For we look to them as the future leaders of our Corps. May they remain God faithful, truth faithful, and country faithful. May the world indeed be a safer place because you as Marines hold the line with honor, courage, and commitment. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Take your post. Aye, sir.
The Commanding General of Marine Corps Recruit Depot San Diego welcomes you to what is an historic event in the life of all Marines, their graduation from recruit training. Approximately 40 weeks each year for the past 100 years, new Marines have departed San Diego for service with units of the Marine Corps around the globe. The primary mission of the Recruit Depot is to provide basic training to recruits enlisted west of the Mississippi River, which represents approximately 51% of all applicants in the Marine Corps each year. The depot is also home to recruiter school and drill instructor school. All of our efforts here are geared toward one end, producing America's finest fighting force, the United States Marine Corps. This morning, Lima Company, 3rd Recruit Training Battalion, will form and march in the parade. Following the pass in review, the graduating Marines will return front and center of the reviewing stand for final dismissal. The staff for today's parade is comprised of Marines from the Recruit Training Regiment. The commander of troops is First Sergeant Timothy Marlowe, and the parade adjutant is Staff Sergeant Ramiro M. Oseguera. The marching units are now being called to attention, and the adjutant's command, sound adjutant's call, will begin today's parade. Marching in today's parade are 374 of the graduating Marines from Lima Company. Among the 374 Marines are 2 Marines who displayed outstanding performances in 2 individually graded events. Private First Class Chase D. Stiles from Platoon 3251 is the company high shooter, scoring a 240 out of 250. Private First Class Emma Johnstrom from Platoon 3249 is the most physically fit Marine, scoring a 297 out of 300 on the physical fitness test and a 300 out of 300 on the combat fitness test. They will be receiving awards from the Marine Corps Association and Foundation. Present today is the company honor graduates recruiter, Staff Sergeant Camilo de la Cruz. Also present today is the primary marksmanship instructor with the highest platoon shooting average, Sergeant Nathaniel D. Weir, whose platoon qualified with a shooting average of 309 out of 350. Recruit training is comprised of subjects which produce basic Marines that function effectively in garrison, are trained in rudimentary individual field and combat skills, and practice the personal and professional traits which distinguish them as Marines. Examples of these traits are discipline, which is the achievement of self-control and self-awareness, which assures respect for authority, instant and willing obedience to orders, and the self-reliance to maintain or improve those traits which exemplify a Marine. Military bearing, meaning to consistently demonstrate military presence and personal awareness, as well as properly wear and maintain one's uniform. And esprit de corps, which is acquiring the common spirit of the Marine Corps that inspires enthusiasm, pride, teamwork, aggressiveness, camaraderie, and the burning desire to work with and for others toward excellence in common goals. For 250 years, Marines have fought and won whenever and wherever the nation calls, in the harshest conditions, over the most brutal terrain, and against the most formidable enemies. Marines defend the ideals of freedom with grit and tenacity. Marines today remain in combat forward deployed throughout the world, confronting every challenge with courage, loyalty, and faithfulness. They are resolved to be the most ready when the nation is least ready, to defend freedom anytime and anywhere, to stand ready to aid those devastated by natural disasters, to pay tribute to those who have forged our proud legacy, and to honor the families and loved ones who faithfully stand beside us. For the Marines of Lima Company, today marks the end of a 13-week recruit training cycle. Thanks to an intensive physical training program, their strength and endurance have doubled since their arrival aboard the recruit depot. They have marched countless miles at Camp Pendleton, as well as on this very parade deck. Like all Marines, they have been trained as basic riflemen. With their transformation complete, they are Marines, qualified to take their places in the ranks of the world's finest fighting organization. The platoons are now being aligned from left to right in order to get them into their exact positions for the parade. The next portion of the ceremony will be our national anthem. We welcome veterans and members of the armed forces to join us in rendering appropriate honors with a military salute. For guests who have not served in the military, it is proper etiquette during the national anthem to place their right hands over their hearts, and for those in the audience wearing headgear to remove it. Will the guests please rise for the presentation of the colors? Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. At the command, post the colors. The color guard moves into position within the parade. This signifies that the entirety of the parade has been formed and is ready to be presented to the command. Following the command, parade rest. The parade adjutant will give the command sound off, which signals the band to parade forward of the assembled Marines while playing military marching music. The parade adjutant now presents the assembled command to the commander of troops.
Very well, take your post. Aye, aye, sir.
At the Command Officer Center March, all unit commanders and guidon bearers march to the front and center of the formation. Historically, it was at this point that commanding officers would issue orders and instructions to the unit commanders. Following this, the unit leaders would face about, return to their units, and pass the information along to their Marines. Throughout our nation's history, millions of men and women have earned the title United States Marine. Many who have helped shape our history join us here today. In keeping with the tradition of once a Marine, always a Marine, we would like to recognize them. At this time, those in the audience who have served as Marines, please rise. A round of applause for their dedicated service to Corps and country. Thank you. Please be seated. And now, please welcome the Battalion Commander for 3rd Recruit Training Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Christina Lopez.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Commanding General of Marine Corps Recruit Depot San Diego in the Western Recruiting Region, Brigadier General Hyman, and the Commanding Officer of Recruit Training Regiment, Colonel Maese, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for Company L. It is also my distinct pleasure to welcome our parade reviewing official, Sergeant Major Goodyear, whose impressive biography you will hear shortly. Sergeant Major, it is an honor to have you here with us today. Now, before I talk about the incredible young men and women that are behind me in formation, I would first like to acknowledge a few groups of people. The first are the Marines you see before you in the green campaign covers. They are the legendary drill instructors of Company L. They were the essential element in transforming these young men and women from civilians to Marines. I would also like to acknowledge the families of the officers and drill instructors of Company L. They have firsthand knowledge of the time and the energy that it takes to make Marines, and they sacrifice daily so that their Marines could focus on the main mission. Please join me in a round of applause to acknowledge the officers, drill instructors, and families of Company L. Now, every Marine's journey starts in a recruiting office. Representing Marine Corps Recruiting Command today is Staff Sergeant Kamiko De La Rosa, RSS Fullerton. She was the recruiter that first identified the potential in our honor graduate, Lance Corporal Espiritu, and she offered her the opportunity to claim the title Marine. But Staff Sergeant De La Rosa is representative of just one of many recruiters that it takes to identify all the potential you see here before you today. Staff Sergeant, thank you for traveling to be here today, and thank you for everything you and your fellow recruiters do to fill the Corps with America's best and brightest. Now, while most of recruit training takes place here, there are a few essential weeks that take place in the hills of Camp Pendleton. And this is where the instructors of Weapons Field Training Battalion teach the Marines combat skills, fieldcraft, and basic Marine marksmanship. And this is so they can truly embody the motto, every Marine a rifleman. Representing Weapons Field Training Battalion today is Sergeant Weir. Sergeant Weir was the primary marksmanship instructor for the platoon with the highest shooting average, Platoon 3251. Sergeant, thank you for being here today and for everything you and your instructors do for these Marines. And finally, I would like to take a moment to thank all of you, not just for your presence here today, but for the support you provided in the foundation you gave these Marines so that they may be successful here at recruit training. Please join me in a round of applause to acknowledge everything you have done for these Marines. Now, let me turn my attention to the incredible young men and women standing behind me in formation today. They are truly some of the best that this country has to offer. 3 months ago, they stepped off the buses and onto our yellow footprints to embark on the most demanding entry-level training available. And they learned warfighting skills. They developed physical and mental toughness. and they demonstrated exemplary character and proved that they had a bias for action so that small unit leaders could decide, communicate, and act as a team. All of that is incredibly impressive. But I am most proud of the fact that every day they chose to get out of their racks and chose the challenge of recruit training. For that, I am truly proud to stand on this parade deck with them as fellow Marines. Now, let me present to you the 374 young men and women who can now and forever claim the title Marine. Now, excuse me while I address the company one last time. Good morning, Marines. Lima Company, as you go home on your well-deserved leave, people are going to be impressed by your newfound quirks. You may say, yes, sir, no, ma'am, a lot. You may eat your chow really fast. And you may even make your bed for the first time ever. Not a guarantee. Nonetheless, what people are really looking for is for you to be a leader. I would like for you to remember when you earned your Eagle Globe anchor on top of the Reaper, that you became part of our shared legacy. That legacy is now yours to safeguard. So, be proud of what you earned, be proud of what you accomplished, and be proud of what you now represent. On behalf of the officers, drill instructors, and support personnel, let me be the first to wish you fair winds and following seas. Congratulations, Marines. Semper Fidelis, and welcome to our Corps.
Now taking their position in the reviewing area is today's parade reviewing official, the Command Senior Enlisted Leader of Marine Corps Forces Central Command, Sergeant Major Alan B. Goodyear. He is accompanied by the Sergeant Major of the Recruit Training Regiment, Sergeant Major Rupert K. Palmer.
Order. Sword. Order! North! Please.
Sergeant Major Alan B. Goodyear completed recruit training at Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, California in August of 1996 and was assigned to Camp Pendleton, California for infantry training school as a mortarman 0341. In November 1996, Private First Class Goodyear received orders to Marine Barracks Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. He was attached to Rifle Security Company Windward, where he provided fence line security. In December 1997, Lance Corporal Goodyear was transferred to 2nd Battalion, 4th Marines Weapons Company 81mm Mortar Platoon. During this tour, he deployed with the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit in support of Operation Desert Fox and Desert Anvil. He earned the rank of corporal and sergeant before requesting assignment to Marine Security Guard Battalion. Sergeant Major Goodyear's service includes watchstander at Marine Security Guard Battalion while serving in U.S. Embassy, Vienna, Austria. Section leader at 81mm Mortar Platoon and deployed in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. Rifle Platoon Sergeant at Bravo Company 1-2, Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Recruiter at Recruiting Station St. Louis, Missouri. Recruiting Substation Quincy, Illinois. Combined Anti-Armor Team Platoon Sergeant at 2nd Battalion, 8th Marines, Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Company First Sergeant at Golf Company, 2nd Battalion, 8th Marines, Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Inspector and Inspector First Sergeant at Headquarters Company, 25th Marine Regiment, Fort Devens, Massachusetts. Sergeant Major at Marine Fighter Attack Squadron 211, Marine Corps Air Station, Yuma, Arizona. Sergeant Major at Marine Aviation Logistics Squadron 11, Marine Corps Air Station, Miramar, California. Sergeant Major at Marine Air Control Group 38, Marine Corps Air Station, Miramar, California. Command Senior Enlisted Leader at Marine Corps Systems Command, Marine Corps Base, Quantico, Virginia. Command Enlisted Leader at Marine Corps Recruiting Command, Quantico, Virginia. He now currently serves as the Command Senior Enlisted Leader of Marine Corps Forces Central Command, MacDill Air Force Base, Florida. His personal awards include the Legion of Merit, Purple Heart Medal, Meritorious Service Medal with 2 gold stars in lieu of 3rd award, Navy and Marine Corps Combination Medal with 4 gold stars in lieu of 5th award with Valor Device, Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal with 1 gold star in lieu of 2nd award, and the Combat Action Ribbon with 1 gold star in lieu of 2nd award. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sergeant Major Goodyear.
Sir, the parade is formed.
March the committee to review.
Aye, aye, sir. Carry. Go. That carry. Sword. Ready, cut. Cut. And review. Right. Ready.
The pass and review is a tradition within all military units, allowing the unit commander to formally inspect the Marines under their charge.
Forward. March.
Over the entire history of the depot, Marines that have crossed this parade deck have deployed into conflicts around the world, where we have earned our trust and dependability. Places such as Guadalcanal, where Marines worked with United States soldiers to win the first offensive victory during World War II. Iwo Jima, where uncommon valor was a common virtue, and Marines raised the national flag on top of Mount Suribachi. Incheon, where Marines assaulted 3 beaches simultaneously and outflanked North Korean forces. Hue City, where Marines defeated North Vietnamese forces during the Tet Offensive. Grenada, where military members were part of Operation Urgent Fury to help stabilize the local government. Kuwait, where Marines were part of Operations Desert Shield and Desert Storm and fought to liberate the country from Iraqi forces. Fallujah, where Marines surrounded the city within 24 hours to commence Operation Vigilant Resolve and take the city back from al-Qaeda forces. Marja, where Marines worked with Afghan, British, Canadian, Danish, and Estonian forces to remove Taliban forces from the last stronghold in Helmand province. Even now, Marines are stationed worldwide to answer the call when they are needed. This parade deck has had many legendary Marines march across it, and they have never forgotten the feeling of earning their place among our ranks. To honor our nation's colors, as the American flag passes directly in front of you, please rise. Once it passes, you may be seated. The parade leadership will now present their units to the parade reviewing official. Leading the parade is the commander of troops, First Sergeant Timothy Marlowe, and the battalion staff. Marine Band San Diego, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, California. Led on the march by the drum major, Gunnery Sergeant Wesley Hayes. Series 3249, Series Chief Drill Instructor, Staff Sergeant Nicholas Z. Padilla, and Platoon 3249, Senior Drill Instructor, Gunnery Sergeant Charlie L. Garcia. Platoon 3250, Senior Drill Instructor, Staff Sergeant Charles S. Bueno. Platoon 3251, Senior Drill Instructor, Staff Sergeant Miguel A. Haquinde. The Regimental Color Guard is led on the march by the Regimental Color Sergeant, Drill Instructor Sergeant Justin M. Hamlet. Series 3253, Series Chief Drill Instructor, Staff Sergeant Adrian Zulueta, and Platoon 3253, Senior Drill Instructor, Staff Sergeant James A. Miller. Platoon 3254, Senior Drill Instructor, Staff Sergeant Flomo Darju. And Platoon 3255, Senior Drill Instructor, Staff Sergeant E.J. Solomon. As we continue today's ceremony, if you turn to page 21 of your graduation pamphlets, you will find the Marines Hymn. The Marines Hymn has a history dating back to 1859. It has a long-standing tradition for Marines to face the direction of the music and stand at attention when it is heard. It is now directed at all Marines present and who have served honorably. And, ladies and gentlemen, you are all encouraged to join. Sing the words to the first verse as Marine Band San Diego performs Anchors Away, followed by the Marines Hymn. Will the guests please rise? Thank you. Please be seated. The Marine Corps' uniqueness and strength as an elite fighting force is directly attributable to the magnificent efforts of the drill instructors and company officers who train and supervise the recruits. The distinct qualities of spirit and discipline, the heart and soul of every Marine, have been developed, nurtured, and ingrained in recruits through their observance and relationship with their drill instructors and officers. Recruit training is the very foundation of the Corps. Each year, recruit training provides thousands of America's finest young men and women with the basic knowledge and skills to function in a profession characterized by its own set of high values and tough standards. The most important thing we do in the Marine Corps is make Marines. The individual Marine is the Corps. That is what we do here. For the Marines graduating today, the long, arduous journey of the last 13 weeks is but a small step into the future of the Marine Corps. As they prepare to fill the ranks of our Corps, they do so with unquestionable support for the high ideals and standards of the United States of America and the United States Marine Corps. Although Lima Company prepares for their final dismissal from recruit training, their initial training is not over. Soon after graduation, they will report to the School of Infantry, Camp Pendleton, California, where they will continue to be trained to serve as an effective member of a Marine Rifle Squad. The intense initial training that every Marine undergoes is designed to instill the fundamental premise that every Marine is first and foremost a rifleman. And now, we would like to introduce you to the Marines responsible for ensuring the success of the difficult transition required to become a Marine. The company commander is Captain Nicholas J. Bright. The company first sergeant is First Sergeant Timothy C. Marlowe. Please join me in a round of applause for the company staff of Lima Company.
Post.
The next portion of the ceremony will be the traditional function of retiring the guidons.
Guys! Sister! March!
The guidons have been carried by platoons throughout recruit training and are being retired to symbolize the disbanding of platoons. All similar units in the Marine Corps carry such guidons, which identify the unit and are a source of pride to each individual member. Note that the honor of carrying these guidons is bestowed upon those Marines who displayed outstanding leadership qualities, motivation, and character, and they were selected as the Platoon Honor Graduates. The Platoon Honor Graduates compete for the titles of Series and Company Honor Graduate. They are considered the top Marines graduating today and have demonstrated the highest potential for future leadership and responsibility in the Marine Corps.
Present! Get up! Order! Get up!
The guidons will now be returned to the drill instructors.
Get down! Up! And! Hey!
The honor graduates will now be presented a plaque by the battalion commander, Lieutenant Colonel Christina Lopez, and the battalion Sergeant Major, Sergeant Major Vitaly I. Holodov.
Present! Arms! Order! Arms!
Please hold your applause until all honor graduates have been recognized. The honor graduate for platoon 3,249 and the company honor graduate is Lance Corporal Bianca M. Espiritu from Los Angeles, California. Lance Corporal Espiritu is also the recipient of the Chesty Puller Award for outstanding meritorious performance while in recruit training. The honor graduate for platoon 3,250 is Private First Class Aaron T. Adekplovi from St. Paul, Minnesota. The honor graduate for platoon 3,251 is Private Andrew E. Bennett from Scotts Mills, Oregon. The honor graduate for platoon 3253 is Private First Class Mason L. Ruiz from Modesto, California. The honor graduate for platoon 3254 is Private First Class Terrell O. Killsplenty from Rosebud Sioux Tribe, South Dakota. The honor graduate for platoon 3255 is Private First Class Morgan W. Rigo from St. Charles, Missouri. Congratulations to the honor graduates of Lima Company.
March! Company First Sergeant. Company First Sergeant, reporting his order. This is company. Aye, aye, sir.
The company first sergeant will now give the command to the senior drill instructors to dismiss their platoons. Needless to say, this will be the most welcome command they have received throughout recruit training.
Senior drill instructor! Dismiss your platoon! Aye, aye, First Sergeant!
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. As a friendly reminder, please do not cross the parade deck or in front of the reviewing stand. Utilize the far ends. Please pick up any trash and personal belongings and use the waste receptacles provided. Once you have found your new Marine, please begin making your way toward your vehicles using the walkway behind the bleachers. Your Marine has been briefed on escorting you. Please keep in mind the level of training your Marine has received and afford the same opportunities to those still in training by avoiding congestion along the walkway behind the bleachers. Do not take any photos or videos of the recruits still in training. Thank you, and Semper Fidelis. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeffrey Allen Johnson from Iowa. Your driver's license has been found. Please come to the center reviewing stand to pick it up. Jeffrey Allen Johnson.